Welcome to the Dixit series 1 through 8. Uh, I bought this Wish imitation of Dixit, which has series 1 through 8. The last Dixit, which is anniversary, I don't have it. So I was able to make 4 tarots, 2 Lenormand decks, 1 Sibilla, 1 Lenormand expansion, and 1 Oracle deck. So I'm gonna show you now the Lenormands. I'm showing the process from the remaining cards from the tarots. I made the Lenormands, then I made the Sibilla and the Lenormand extension, and then the rest of the cards are the Oracle. But right now I'm gonna show you the Lenormands that I made. So I looked at a video on how to make some origami to make your covers for decks, and in this ones it was great because this is scrapbooking paper and it was great. But for the tarots, as they are thicker, so the flap I couldn't make it, so I need to glue extra paper and try to make the flap. But as I have a lot of scrapbooking paper, I love my choices also. They're all different and I try to label them very different each one. So as I told you, I first made this one and I also found different choices. So I was in a, discrepancy that I wanted. In some part I wanted to be traditional, but in other part I wanted to embrace the Dixit spirit, like this one as the rider. It's a girl riding again in between cars. So I pushed the concept and I said I'm gonna try to make 2 Lenormands, and I could. So I'm gonna show you the rider, and it's good because they are facing different directions. As you know, in Lenormand, the directions are important, as also in Keeper and in Tarot also. So this is facing to the past and this is facing to the future. The tower, which this is a bird, but it's kind of, because if you see the mountains, so it's Dixit, the perspectives are, and you see here the tower, you see the conflict, the clouds, oppression, and the water. The child, the garden. So I really like this one because it's like the animals in the garden and she's singing and it's really cute. So the star. So here the house, they are both great. I really like them both. So you see, like, you want to create your deck, but at the same time, oh, this is a good card also. So here the dog, the ship. So I tried to make this deck more fancy. The bouquet. This one I had several ideas. First I thought it could have been a 2 of cups, then a page of cups, but then because I wanted so much to make a second Lenormand, then I chose it to be the bouquet. And because it's not in a tarot, then there's no confusion if it's the 2 of cups or the page of cups. So here I chose this one first, the death. like, you know, it's white and maybe it's dead and it lost the color. It can also mean being different in an oracle sense, but I was struggling to find death cards in Dixit, and I already had 4. And then you have the coughing in the Lenormand, and I got it here as my first choice. And then I found this one, the ghosts, so I was very glad to find this one. Now here, the woman. So this is kind of, you know, for a children game, but you know, it's artistic. And here, now for the lilies, so I had to choose these plants, so I think it's a good choice. Now we have here the fishes. So here you have the mom taking care of the babies, and then I chose this more simple, because in Dixit you have a lot of cards with fishes, and but they have multiple concepts, so I try to be more simple in this way. So in Dixit we also have a lot of keys, so I chose this one here. And then there's other card that has 3 keys, so I said I'm gonna leave it to the oracle. Then the snake, I found this card perfect. Now this card, I was thinking to make it the 9 of cups, because you have several bottles here, and it's about, you know, abundance and having too much, and you know, the banquet and everything. But as the snake was a strong, very strong imagery, so I then said, you know, I found other options for the 9 of cups, and I put it here. So the scissors, now you know, the seeds, I didn't find any seeds in Dixit, but this one is a good symbolism, and this one, you have to stretch it out. So here you have the scissors cutting and taking away, so everybody is like running away from the scissors. So it's like cutting and purging and organizing and taking the things that are no longer serve you. You have here other elements, like there's this kind of spirit or girl, you have a key, and you have a fan, and then you have a bell, and you have a mirror and a door and a toy, so a keyhole. But that's why when you make this exercise and you make your own decks, you should write down or make like a mini booklet for yourself, or you need to study the deck before, because it's not straightforward. So the cross, you don't have crosses in Dixit, so I have to find something, and luckily I found this. So, and then sacrifice, you know, you need to stretch out the concept, sacrifice, and here the struggle, and going your way, but there's a struggle in both cards, so I'm very glad. So now, as I told you in my previous videos, there are a lot of rings in Dixit, so I found this perfect. It's like a parody of what a ring means, compromise. And there is the Ouroboros. So I was kind of you know, amazed of different symbology. You will see in the tarots that there's a lot of tarot symbology in Dixit. I wonder if they, you know, they do this about tarot. So the broom and the whip, so we have the broom, and this is perfect, you know, like people are looking at the art and not at the reality. It has a deeper meaning, but you know, for the Lenormand, just the broom. We have a mouse, which is perfect, like he's stealing. Now the stork, So I found this one, and then you know the baby here, which is abandoned. I was going to make this a an 8 of cups, which is abandonment, but I found other choices. Now for the anchor, of course I got this one, but then I was struggling a lot to find an anchor for my second Lenormand. Luckily I found this card. Now this card has 3 elements. It has the ship, the heart, and the anchor, which are 3 in the Lenormand. But I know this is the anchor because I have the ship and the heart. I'm gonna show you now. So the book, we have a lot of books in Dixit, but I chose these ones. So we have the fox, the streaky. So we have the letter. We have a lot of letters in Dixit, but I chose the letters to be the 8 of wands in my tarots. A lot of I chose other symbolisms like the archer, but yeah, the clouds. There are a lot of clouds in Dixit, but sometimes they have the other symbologies. So here, and it's good because in some Lenormands you see that the clouds have like a part that is white and a part that is dark. So depending on the cards that are positioned around the clouds, you can tell this aspect is not clear, but this aspect is clear. So in this my deck, if something goes above this card, it's gonna be unclear, and here it's gonna be clear. Okay, shaping your dreams. So now the clover. There's no clover in Dixit, which is something that is kind of weird because the clover is a very universal luck symbol. But I found this one, and then I stretch it out on the second Lenormand with this kind of rare, beautiful plant, okay, which what is a clover. This because it has 4 points. So the mountain difficulties. So this one, I was tempted to make this one a tower because you have something that is high, something that there's something light and fire going on the top, but I have other options. And here the mountains, which are three mountain spirits, which is very beautiful. Now the 3, I had struggled because other trees in Dixit had other elements, but here the 3 among all the buildings, and this 3 in the night is very pretty. Now I have the man. If you remember, the woman is the same art, so it's perfect. So I don't know, it's like a kind of perfect deck. Let me see if I can find the woman so you can see the similarities. Now I cannot tell you if these are from the same series or not. I think they are, but I'm not sure because once I opened this, I opened everything. I didn't see if they were coming from either series or not. So sorry for that. If you want to make everything I did, you need to buy that. And I think that because I bought it, there were very few. So I think they're not anymore, or very few, or you need to wait. So the Crossroads. Let me tell you that this is very Lenormand imagery. Now, because I saw other decks, and then in other Lenormands, more modern Lenormands, they depict the Crossroads as a labyrinth. So I placed the labyrinth, and there's a child also, but the labyrinth is a more stronger component of the card. And that's why I chose this. So there are a lot of birds, but they were in other imagery, like they were doing other stuff, and I chose these birds. Now the sun was very difficult. So this one you can make it like a 5 of spades, but it has wands, so you can make it also like a 7 of wands. But after struggling, because there are not too many suns in Dixit, that are just, you know, like the sun is like pure sun, I had to choose these ones. Here you have the sun melting the snowman. Now the heart is more like Beauty and the Beast. There are a lot of moons in Dixit, but I chose these ones. And I love the bear, and luckily I had this bear. So I think these are mixed because I'm placing my favorites on this one. Now I also placed another woman and another man, and I tried them to look at each other, because some Lenormands, they place another couple just for you to see relationships between two women, two men, family, co-workers, etc. So I placed these two addition. So there you have it, my two Lenormand decks. I'm very pleased with all my choices, and it was a very creative process you can make with Dixit. Thank you for watching.